What was Buddy Landel like? You worked with him in a lot of different territories.
Buddy's cool. Buddy's good people. You know, me and him had a lot of fun together. And I worked, as a matter of fact, Terry Landel. He booked some shows up there around Knoxville, and I go up some, work for him, wrestle with Buddy, wrestle him sometimes. You know, I still see him up down there.
Yeah, but he seems like you're one of those guys that, you know, that just always worked the territories, was always drew a lot of money in every territory he went, but he never went to the big show, you know, for more or less, you know, just I guess for his own personal reasons, huh?
Yeah.
You know, Buddy kind of like me though too. He's a little wild-eyed Southern boy.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes you get a bad name and you don't deserve it, but you know, Buddy. Of course, Buddy missed a few shows too. You know, we've all missed some, but I mean, you know, it's
some
just,
more than others.
Yeah. You know, since I don't know, you know, I'm not one. You know, it's hard enough for me to keep up with my business, Lord.
Yeah.
You know, it's worried about somebody else's. You know, so.
Sure. Yeah, I understand. And then I guess when Smoky Mountain folded, you did some work for IWA in Japan, right?
Yeah,
I
went up there for 2 weeks, and then Terry Gordy was supposed to come. He went to WWF, so come home for a week, and then went back for another week, and then they folded.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping they're going to open back up in March.
That's the plan, anyway.
Well, yeah, they run, I think, one show in January and then run 2 in February. And then I think in March they're supposed to start doing the tours again. So that'll be another thing. I'll be back over there, too.
What do you think of that? What do you think of like that style of wrestling with just the blood and, you know, the blood and the gimmicks, you know? What was your impression of that?
Right down my alley. No, it's
the barbed wire boards, all that stuff.
Well, the barbed wire for Cal. The barbed wire ain't for me. Yeah. No, I mean, it's changed. Business has changed. And this while, you know, it's just. I think I've been in one barbed wire match.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, just one.
With who?
Is it Tennessee guy? I can't even remember who it was. It might have been Eddie Gilbert. I don't know. I can't remember who it was, but that's been a long time ago that I did that.
Right.
Yeah. But I was telling somebody, I come down, you know, I wrestled Terry Funk, you know, down here for ECW.
Yeah.
And I've been in wrestling, you know, for a long time. Terry's been in the wrestling business longer than I have. And the night I wrestled him for ECW, you figure of all the years that I'd be wrestling him or tagged with him, that was the first time I ever wrestled him.
Really?
It was the first match. Yes,
wow.
That just hit me. It's kind of wild.
That was your first singles match ever?
That's the first time I ever wrestled him, period.
Wow.
Tag. We never tagged together. Not nothing.
Wow.
That's what we were talking about, you know. Yeah. I was telling my wife, I said, I don't think I ever wrestled her. She said, well, I don't remember you ever wrestling. We had never been partners either. You know, that's the first time, though, in 20 years. You know?
Wow.
You know, that's wild, though. You'd think somewhere that their paths would cross, but they never did.
You know, it's kind of wild when you look at you talk about the business today, about how they're just into the blood and stuff, but then they put 2 veterans like you and Terry on top and drew a full house, you know?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think it's the combination now too. I mean, you know, people still want to see wrestling. I mean, I don't care. You know, they want the blood and guts, and I mean, you call it entertaining. Some of them people do, but I mean, you know, you go out there and you fight hard, and it's that's not entertaining. I mean, you're an athlete. You go out there. I mean, I'm there to fight and do my job and do it as good as I can, and you know, I mean. Whether they have a good time or not, I don't care.
As long as you're having a good time.
I'm going out there and fight my butt off, and if they don't like it, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's all I can say, you know what I mean.
What was your first impression of ECW? Did you see any videotapes before you came up here, or when you came up here, was that the first time you ever saw it?
It's fun. I was telling him, my oldest daughter, I was watching it one day, and I said, well, you don't ever have to worry about me going up there and doing all that stuff. And then I got the call to come up. And I told her, and she's my oldest daughter, and she's been around and seen me get beat up.
Yeah.
I said, well, guess what? I'm going up to ECW to wrestle. She dang near started crying. She said, no, Daddy, don't go. I said, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. But I mean, that's the effect it had,
Yeah.
Say what you want about a business. This is my daughter that's been with me all over, she go on trips with me, and she's scared for Daddy to come up, scared for Daddy to come up here because it's that old school, that people really want to, it's great.
Yeah. Are your kids wrestling fans? Your daughters?
Well, they don't.
They're fans of their dad. They like watching their dad, but
they like to go. Well, they like to go with me, but as far as turning WCW and WWF on, they could care less. I mean, they'd rather go to an independent show with me.
Right.
Like when I went to Smoky Mountain, they enjoyed going up and spending the weekend with me like that, and they like that. But as far as the WCW, WWF, they don't ever turn it on.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes.
Cool. And I guess now in ECW you're doing a managing thing, right? Are you going to be a strictly manager? Are you going to still wrestle, or how's that going to go? Or do you even know?
Well, if I did, I can't tell you all my secrets. But you never know about me anyway.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You don't ever know about me.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Right. Well, right. I guess right now you've been managing the last couple shows, right? Didn't you manage Bobby Duncan Jr. or something?
Yeah, Bobby Duncan Jr., It's a new twist for me. I kind of like it, though.
I was going to ask, that was my next question. Do you like it?
Because I don't like these Yankees up here. They don't like me, so that's it. It's really a natural thing for me.
Yeah. Wow. What's it like? I guess just, the only reason this popped into my head is Bobby Duncan Jr., all these guys that you used to wrestle with when you were breaking in and everything, now all their kids are coming up.
That's what I'm saying.
Christopher, Jamie Dundee.
That's what I was talking about. I was in on that era, my era, and now then the kid, So, I started when I was 18, since then, I've had a hell of a run with it,
Yeah. Go ahead. Hey, we got Tommy Rich here. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is David, and I'm calling from Wilmington, Delaware.
What's your question?
My question is that I remember back when he wrestled Buzz Sawyer, and I just wanted to know what he thought of that whole feud, and I'm trying to find the tape that would have a fight between him and Buzz Sawyer on it at all.
Well,
I just wanted to know what about that fight.
I'll tell you what, you're talking to the right man here. You might need to talk to these fellas here. I'm sure they can hook you up with the tape. 2 years, that's a long feud. It's one of the longest feuds, I guess, in wrestling. And Buzz, he was tough, and but I look back, I enjoyed the hell out of it, to be honest with you.
I enjoyed watching it. These guys fighting each other, beating each other with trash cans, and it was when the old NWA was around, and Jim Crockett owned it. I think the WCW is a joke now. I think it's all just a joke.
Well, I like the NWA better. I'll have to agree with you on that, sir.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. You can call back tomorrow. We'll hook you up with the tapes if you want them.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.